all of these very important consumer protection issues that, of course, also become size of market issues, because if the industry remains opaque with a lack of clarity and a lack of transparency, it will obviously always be limited to a certain segment of the market. So in that sense, the verdict is out on that. On crypto, I think also the verdict is out. I mean, a lot of what is being done in crypto is pure regulatory arbitrage, up to and including arbitraging AML rules that are being implemented elsewhere. I mean, the industry, when we came up with our legislation implementing as one of the first countries in the world the travel rule that does something very simple, namely to oblige both sender and recipient of crypto assets to be able to identify both sender and recipient. There was an uproar in the industry, right? And on the one side, we were surprised. On the other, we weren't, because it's obvious that as long as other jurisdictions still permit transfer of crypto assets without the obligation to identify sender and recipient, there will be a regulatory arbitrage relative to the regulated banking sector. And unfortunately, inevitably, there will be adverse selection and a lot of the illicit activity moving to the lightly regulated. Now, there's been quite a lot of activity at the level of the FSB, the G20. The European Union has now passed legislation on travel rule implementation. So it's just a question of time. But I think every jurisdiction has the obligation to make sure that the highest AML standards are upheld. And then it'll become interesting, and then you'll see whether a lot of the use cases were just pure regulatory arbitrage, or whether they actually also work in a level playing field environment. And I think also on that, the verdict is out at the moment.